In the match between Portugal and the Democratic Republic of Congo in the group stage of the 2026 World Cup, Cristiano Ronaldo's team, despite being considered the much stronger side, only managed to secure 1 point. In their opening match of Group K, against a supposedly weaker opponent like Congo, Portugal started confidently. They quickly established a dominant attacking style. This early pressure paid off when João Neves scored the opening goal in the 6th minute with an accurate header from a Pedro Neto assist. Portugal's early lead made the match dramatic as the Democratic Republic of Congo launched a strong counterattack with dangerous opportunities from Wissa and Bakambu. But their defense played valiantly to maintain their advantage. In the following period, Portugal was almost completely stifled by the aggressive pressing and rapid counterattacks of Bakambu and Kayembe. The Portuguese defense began to falter. After numerous missed opportunities and relentless pressure in injury time, the Democratic Republic of Congo pulled off a shot when Yoane Wissa rose high to head the ball into the net against Portugal in the final minute of injury time in the first half. This historic goal not only leveled the score at 1-1 but also ended their World Cup goal drought of over half a century. Entering the second half, coach Roberto Martinez made an early tactical adjustment, substituting Bernardo Silva for Francisco Conceição. This change aimed to increase the speed and unpredictability of Portugal's attack. A notable moment in this half for Portugal was when João Cancelo executed a spectacular overhead kick that was disallowed for offside. Despite having less possession, the Democratic Republic of Congo created more dangerous shots thanks to the relentless Bakambu, who constantly threatened goalkeeper Diogo Costa and even hit the post. In the remaining time, coach Roberto Martinez made a series of substitutions, bringing on Rafael Leao and Nelson Semedo. The Democratic Republic of Congo also made substitutions to refresh their lineup and maintain defensive solidity. Portugal, despite having more possession, were unable to find a second goal. The match ended in a 1-1 draw. This was a resounding success for the Democratic Republic of Congo on their return to the World Cup. As for Portugal, they need to quickly regain their spirits and mentality for the next 2 matches. The match between England and Croatia ended in a spectacular back-and-forth battle, with the Three Lions asserting their dominance with a resounding 4-2 victory. Croatia has been a long-standing rival of England in recent years, making this encounter feel like a derby. Kane twice put England ahead in the first half, from a penalty and a header following a corner. However, Croatia responded with beautiful passing combinations to equalize before Jude Bellingham and Marcus Rashford scored in the second half, sealing an impressive win for the English side, after a stressful preparation period and less than convincing performances in friendlies. Thomas Tuchel has reason to be pleased with his first World Cup victory. However, the defense remains an area for improvement ahead of the upcoming matches against Ghana and Panama. Croatia created the first notable chance when Josip Sutelo shot over the bar from a corner in the 3rd minute. However, England quickly regained control of the game and were soon awarded a penalty after Luka Modric's clumsy foul on Noni Madueke. Dominik Livakovic saved Kane's initial shot, but it was ruled out of bounds too early. On the retake, the England captain made no mistake, opening the scoring. After the water break, Croatia rallied and found an equalizer thanks to a beautiful curling shot from Martin Baturina outside the box. However, the advantage quickly returned to England when Kane headed powerfully from a corner. Nevertheless, before the end of the first half, Petr Musa tapped in from close range after an excellent assist from veteran Ivan Perisic to bring the game back to a tie. The adjustments made at halftime proved immediately effective. Just 85 seconds into the second half, Bellingham dribbled past a defender and fired a shot into the far corner, giving England their third lead. Tuchel's side then created immense pressure with a series of chances, and if it weren't for Livakovic's brilliance, Croatia would have conceded several more goals before the hour mark. Croatia fought back late in the game, forcing Jordan Pickford into a difficult situation, but Tuchel's substitutions continued to pay off. Rashford, coming off the bench, scored the winning goal to make it 4-2, giving the Three Lions the best possible start to their World Cup. The match between Ghana and Panama in the first round of Group L of the 2026 World Cup ended with a 1-0 victory for Ghana. Notably, the only goal of the match was scored in the 90+5th minute. Both Ghana and Panama were determined to secure 3 points before facing two very strong opponents in the group, England and Croatia. Ghana, despite being considered the stronger team and having more star players, was the more dominant side. In the first half, Panama played with great determination and constantly threatened Ghana's goal. If it weren't for the talent of goalkeeper Ati Ziggy, the African team would likely have conceded at least one goal. In Ghana's attack, stars like Ayew and Semenyo didn't leave much of an impression. The first half ended in a goalless draw. In the second half, Ghana began to increase their pace and put more pressure on their opponents. But they still faced many difficulties against Panama's determined play. Midway through the second half, coach Carlos Queiroz decided to bring on substitutes to change the approach to the game. And this decision yielded positive results. Ghana played more sharply and created many chances towards Panama's goal. However, Panama still fought tenaciously until the final minutes. And just when it seemed the match would end goalless, a surprise occurred in the 90+5th minute. Thomas Asante broke down the left wing before delivering a perfect cross for Caleb Yirinki to tap in from close range, opening the scoring for Ghana. There was too little time left for Panama to turn the tide, and they had to accept a 0-1 defeat in their opening match of the 2026 World Cup. Meanwhile, Ghana secured their first 3 points, giving them confidence in their pursuit of qualification.
City, the player tasked with scoring the goals for them. I was told earlier by Colombians that they were useful from set pieces, and that is a...
In their opening match in Group K of the 2026 World Cup, Colombia showed their class against Uzbekistan, defeating them 3-1, with star player Luis Diaz shining with 1 goal and 1 assist. If there's one phrase that accurately describes the match between Colombia and Uzbekistan, it's superior class. Despite scoring a historic consolation goal in their first World Cup appearance, Uzbekistan simply couldn't compare to Colombia in every aspect. From the very first minutes, Colombia demonstrated their dominance with a powerful attacking onslaught. In the 32nd minute, Luis Diaz's left-footed diagonal shot from inside the penalty area struck the post. However, less than 10 minutes later, Colombian fans finally had something to celebrate. The difference maker was none other than Diaz, whose superb pass tore through the Uzbekistan defense. Defender Daniel Munoz, seemingly appearing out of nowhere, burst into the penalty area and finished accurately to open the scoring. In the second half, Colombia continued to completely dominate the game. However, a surprise occurred in the 56th minute when Uzbekistan equalized through Abisbek Fazalayev. In fact, this goal stemmed from a poor handling error by the Colombian goalkeeper rather than a highlight of Uzbekistan's play. And just 4 minutes later, Colombia restored their lead. This time, Diaz himself put his name on the scoreboard with a trademark right-footed curling shot into the far corner. For the remainder of the match, Uzbekistan tried hard but couldn't break through Colombia. Even in the 90+9th minute, the South American side delivered the final blow with a header from Jaminton Campaz. Ultimately, Colombia convincingly defeated Uzbekistan 3-1 to lead Group K after the first round of matches at the 2026 World Cup. In the second round, Colombia will face the Democratic Republic of Congo, while Uzbekistan will play Portugal.
Hello everyone, it's nice to meet you again with the Disney Artist channel. In today's video it will be the character Cedric the Sorcerer from the series Sofia the First. Cedric the Sorcerer is the former main antagonist of the Disney Junior series Sofia the First. He is the royal sorcerer of Enchantia. Cedric is a bumbling sorcerer whose spells often do not work very well. Despite this, he takes great pride in his abilities and often brags about them. He wants to steal Sofia's amulet of Avalor, hoping to use it to take over the kingdom and reign as a dictator like king, of which Sofia is unaware. In order to achieve this, he often tries to trick Sofia into giving it to him or use her as a pawn, though his attempts usually fail due to his bumbling nature and Sofia's promise she would never take it off. Sofia used to mispronounce his name as Cedric rather than Cedric, which annoyed him to no end. However, this stopped occurring once the show's second season began. Though his motives may speak otherwise, Cedric is not truly evil. He desires power merely to prove to those that mock him that he is capable of greatness, and it has been revealed that Cedric is very much aware and hurt by how poorly others regard him. One of the main reasons most of his spells fail is actually shown to be due to how easily he gets nervous, especially in the presence of King Roland, and the main reason his plans fail is because he never thinks things through. Also, despite having the looks and desires of his mother, he has a code of morality. He will not directly harm anyone, though he does manipulate, and he does not let anyone unnecessarily suffer and will always pay back debts, or at least try to. Cedric also hates cheating, although he's fine with lying. He also is easily and heavily ashamed when he does things wrong. While Cedric is devious and conniving, he is not without a heart. In fact, it was during the episode, Cedric's Apprentice, that Cedric was visibly touched by Sofia's kindness towards him and was grateful when she purposely spilled a potion on herself during a performance in order to help him display his magical abilities before King Roland and the visiting King Magnus. At this point, he declined to use an invisibility potion that he had brewed to steal the amulet, instead, using it to show off his magic more. Later, Sofia showed him the gold star she got on the test, giving it to him as thanks. Cedric was touched, so much so, he didn't correct his name, instead, simply said good night. He then stated to a surprised Wormwood that they could always take over the kingdom tomorrow. In episodes following this, he is indeed shown to still be plotting ways to steal Sofia's amulet for the purpose of taking over the kingdom. When he finally got the amulet by swapping the jewel with a non-working knockoff, resulting in Sofia secretly powerless, he intended to use a rare potion to pluck specific powers from the amulet to help him take over the kingdom, but made the mistake of putting it on before using the potion, thus enabling him to be cursed as punishment for stealing the amulet from its chosen bearer. Throughout the episode, Cedric's good side clashed with his bad side. As much as he liked helping people and getting powers, his desire to take over the kingdom proved stronger, getting him constantly cursed. Later on in the episode, he returned the amulet to its rightful owner. It is unknown if he did this to prevent getting any more curses or if he did this because it was the right thing to do. Whatever the reason, he returned it without Sofia realizing that her amulet had been stolen. He renewed his interest in the amulet after Sofia told him about the change to her amulet and discovering its new powers following Princess Alina's release. Though he showed visible distress when Grimtrix tried to steal it from Sofia, indicating he values Sofia's safety more than the amulet. In the episode Day of the Sorcerers, the climax of his inner struggle finally came out. During a secret meeting with Grimtrix and his Order of the Wand, Cedric was hesitant to take his chance to finally see his evil dreams come true, only to go through it with it. He and Wormy revealed their past actions to a horrified Sofia, who hurried to the rescue of her family. She confronted him, insisting this wasn't really what he wanted. He could not bring himself to harm the only friend he had, leading to his capture. When Roland demanded an answer, he unleashed his hurt and pent-up feelings, talking about growing up in the castle and that no one noticed him when he did something right. Only when he made mistakes, talking about how he was treated with no respect or kindness, only belittlement and disappointment that he wasn't an exact copy of his famous father. He also pointed that his sister and Roland had also made mistakes, but they could do no wrong in the eyes of his family and Roland's father. He was taken to the dungeon despite Sofia's protest. When she confronted him for what he did, she expressed how much he hurt her when he said they weren't friends, and that just wasn't true, as she reminded him of the times he helped her. This made Cedric sincerely apologize to Sofia for what he did. Later, when Grimtrix came and froze the family, Cedric had managed to escape, and Grimtrix made Cedric freeze the princess so he could be king. Sofia begged Cedric not to do this. Cedric gave her a reassuring smile and helped Sofia stop Grimtrix. He unfroze the family and apologized for his actions. While Roland still wanted to banish him from the kingdom, Sofia and Miranda intervened, pointing out he deserved a second chance and that if they were more encouraging and nicer to Cedric there wouldn't be a repeat incident. Cedric was given back his old job and was happy to put on a magic show with his apprentice Sofia. In the episode Through the Looking Back Glass, Sofia and Callista witnessed the incident. A moment Cedric and Cordelia's past that changed not only their relationship but the way each was treated and seen. During Cordelia's sorceress ball, she accidentally knocked a hair potion into a smoke serum that Cedric used to help her make her grand entrance. Instead, it led to the loss of her natural hair and left her with green spikes of hair. Cedric was blamed for the incident and afterwards was treated poorly and teased. It wouldn't be until years later that his name would be cleared and Cordelia would apologize for the way she treated him. In the episode In Cedric We Trust, it is shown despite his best efforts, King Roland and a majority of the castle staff still don't trust Cedric despite his many attempts to show them his change of heart. Throughout the episode, Roland continues to mistrust and look for reasons to distrust him, though Cedric refuses to give up. He was finally able to prove he was trustworthy when he saved Sofia at nearly the cost of his own life. While this did cost him his friendship with Wormwood, his faith in the king was restored. In the finale, Forever Royal, Cedric gave Sofia a new tiara for her graduation, made from the ruby heart she made him in Cedric's apprentice. He was even at Prince James and Princesses Amber and Sofia's graduation and later on helped Bailiwick decorate for the party. The joy was interrupted when Cedric along with much of Palace were put under Vor's spell. Sofia eventually rescued everyone, and while Roland decided that they leave the kingdom for their safety, Sofia declared they needed to go back and save the kingdom, as that is what true royals do. After Sofia and Amber went to face Vor James, Aunt Tilly and Cedric also agreed they had to go back and fight. During the fight, Cedric even trapped Wormworm, but during this Sofia and Vor were pulled into the amulet. Roland asked Cedric if he could rescue Sofia. Cedric said he could but would need a strong amount of magic to do so. After finding the spell, Cedric called on his parents for assistance and went down to the courtyard. Many of Sofia's friends and family as well as guardians of the Mystic Isles came to help with Cedric's spell, and everyone's help Sofia was freed from the amulet. Thrilled and grateful to Cedric, Roland proudly bestowed on him Cedric the Great, which he was thrilled by. As a final act of kindness, he returned the amulet to Sofia, the new protector of the Mystic Isles. Cedric is praised by his parents for his great sorcery and they go inside to celebrate. Though magical, his spells often do not go very well. The strength and accuracy of his spells depend on his self-confidence, which could be the reason he usually messes up his spells. His childhood and lack of encouragement only added to this problem, especially after his sister's sorceress ball when he was called a bungler. This was the moment that started Cedric down his path to take over the kingdom. It has been noted when people believe in him or treat him with respect, his spells work perfectly. Surprisingly, Cedric is a very good teacher, as he was able to teach the royal prep students without being able to wave his own wand due to a sticky spell. Once Cedric earned his family wand, his magic greatly improved. This gave him confidence, which led to him earning more respect from Roland and ultimately leaving his tower. After being given a second chance after taking over the kingdom only to save it, people started to treat him much nicer and gain a little respect at a time. Cedric first appears after Sofia and Miranda arrive at Enchantia Castle. Cedric shows instant annoyance with Sofia due to her inability to get his name right and is the only person at the castle beside Amber who doesn't give the new princess a warm welcome. Later, he recognizes Sofia's new necklace as the Amulet of Avalor and begins plotting to steal it from her so he can usurp the throne. The next day, he takes Sofia to his workshop and reveals the truth about her amulet and asks her to let him have a look at it, but she refuses. Cedric instantly realizes her underestimated the little princess's precociousness and leads her out. Days later, Sofia comes to him to ask him for a dancing spell. He writes a spell down. After Sofia leaves, he tells Wormwood that the spell is really a sleeping spell, and after it's cast he plans to blackmail Sofia into handing over the amulet. However, Cedric didn't think things through, and after the spell is cast he falls under the enchanted sleep as well. When he wakes back up, he instantly discovers his plot failed. Cedric serves as an antagonist for early parts of the series due to his desire for Sophia's amulet. His plots normally fail due to his incomplete knowledge of Sophia's amulet. His failure to factor everything, a fatal lack of foresight, and his inability to think things through. It is revealed in Cedric's Apprentice and Mystic Meadows that his resentment of his lot in life and his desire for power and glory came from a desire to live up to the standards of his father Goodwin the Great, and that most of his slip-ups happen because being around King Roland makes him nervous and because his father interrupts him whenever he tries to cast a spell in a way that makes him mess it up. Thanks to efforts and encouragement from his first ever friend Princess Sophia, Cedric is able to earn the pair's respect, his family's family wand, and the title Cedric the Sensational. It would take until Through the Looking Back Glass for him to gain his sister's respect. In Cedric Be Good, Cedric finally gets his hands on the Amulet of Avalor. But due to his incomplete knowledge of the Amulet of Avalor's workings, his plan to take over Enchantia with the amulet's powers ultimately fails. After being cursed by the amulet many times, a fed-up Cedric gives Sophia the amulet back. He also unofficially gives up trying to take over Enchantia with it. Most recently, he is revealed to have a niece named Callista. Callista is shown to be the only member of his family besides his mother who adores him and the only one he's not annoyed by. Cedric is shown to care for her to the point where he goes out of her way to keep her safe and teach her important life lessons such as the importance of asking before taking and how it's wrong to steal. He is also shown to idolize Merlin. His goal at stealing the amulet resurfaces in Hexley Hall when he learns from Sophia that the amulet has been acting differently since she freed Princess Elena, something he didn't know about. In Day of the Sorcerers, Cedric is finally caught and discovered for his schemes when Sophia spies on him talking to Grimtrix at taking over Enchantia. He and Wormwood reveal all the past times he tried to take the amulet behind her back, and he proceeds to freeze everyone with Medusa stones. In the end, when he cannot bring himself to freeze Sophia because of her kindness, when forced by Grimtrix to freeze the princess, she begs him not to, and Cedric, remembering his friendship with her, freezes Grimtrix. After Sophia thanks him, he unfreezes everyone and Grimtrix is arrested. Cedric is now forgiven by the rest of the castle and gives up taking over Enchantia for good. While he did lose King Roland's trust in the episode In Cedric We Trust, Cedric wanted to gain back his friendship with the king because of the times they shared as boys. While it took some time, even dealing with the theft of the crown of Grimhide, he was able to regain the king's faith in him, but it did cause him to lose Wormwood, who betrayed Cedric by wanting to stay bad. In Forever Royal, when all the family minus Sophia were put under a spell, Sophia freed everyone thanks to Cedric's lessons with her. While the family retreated the kingdom at first, after Sophia's speech of how being royal means protecting their kingdom, this made everyone agree and go back to fight Vor. During the battle, Cedric traps Twitch and even Wormwood. But Sophia had been pulled into the amulet. Cedric was able to get everyone's help, and with a spell and friendship, they were able to release Sophia. Roland was grateful, and Cedric was finally given his desired title, Cedric the Great, and he returned the amulet to Sophia, now the protector of the Mystic Isles. Cedric appears in Sofia the First, Royal Magic. He serves as the sorcery teacher at Charmswell School for Royal Magic. Camilla admires him a lot. The name Cedric means bounty in Celtic. In the episode The Big Sleepover, Cedric states that he has 15 years of training as a sorcerer. In the flashback during the episode Substitute Cedric, it's shown that Cedric was about or a little younger than Sophia when he started at Hexley Hall. This means he graduated at around roughly 22 years old. It has been revealed that the first spells he learned were counter curses, though, like Sophia, he also learned Mutato early. As he demonstrates in The Amulet of Avalor when he easily turns a rock into a gem. He is also good at hover charms, having 2 in his book, Summoning Charms and Vanishing Charms. He has at least 2 sleeping spells in his spellbook, proved when Amber looked through it in 2 Princesses and a Baby, since she did not recognize the sleeping spell, making it to be different from the one Cedric gave to Sophia in the pilot. He also has a shrinking charm, which he isn't very good at, it once backfiring on his wand in King for a Day. The failsafe of the Amulet of Avalor demands it to be passed on willingly in order for its power to be used without a curse getting unleashed. Cedric has tried on numerous occasions to get Sofia to hand it over: Premiere, The Big Sleepover, Cedric's Apprentice, and A Royal Mess. Had Cedric been successful these aforementioned times, this would have triggered the amulet's safeguard, which would have placed a powerful curse on him for stealing it from its chosen bearer without warning. In the last of these examples, the amulet briefly shimmers when Cedric looks at the amulet as a possible warning for him to not steal it. His pet raven, Wormwood, was inspired by Diablo, the raven that appears on Maleficent's shoulder in the 1959 film Sleeping Beauty. Cedric's design is inspired by Cruella de Vil and Jasper Badoon, the two antagonists from the 1996 film 101 Dalmatians. Cedric's hair is an homage to Cruella de Vil in addition to reflecting his personality being made of both good and evil. Cedric is, in a lot of ways, similar to Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb in Milo Murphy's Law, due to the fact that they both consider themselves to be prototypical villains. Yet due to some flaws in their planning and/or personality, they manage to trip over their own feet on numerous occasions. It is also worth noting that both have unusually large noses. The name Cedric is of an Old English origin, and the meaning of the name is kindly and loved, which greatly contradicts his general personality. However, it is true when he shows his softer side to Sofia in Cedric's Apprentice, resulting in Sofia's great admiration and respect towards him as a friend and a great sorcerer. Like Maurice, Cedric is very good at inventing, though it is a talent that is not respected, likely due to it being more of a private hobby than a business for him. Cedric and Wormwood are the second villains of the sorcerer and his right-hand bird. Jafar and Iago are the first villains of the sorcerer and his bird. However, if female magicians are included, Cedric is the fourth, with Maleficent and the Queen as the first and second bird-loving baddies. Cedric is the third villain to have a raven henchman. In The Fleagle Has Landed, Cedric is revealed to dislike Fleagals as they constantly boast that they are better than sorcerers even though they aren't. Despite their differences in character, fate, and all-around willpower, Cedric has some similarities to Jafar. Both aim to acquire a magical object, Genie's lamp for Jafar and the amulet of Avalor for Cedric, and use its power to take over a kingdom, Agrabah for Jafar and Enchantia for Cedric. Even before those objects wound up in the possession of the protagonists, Aladdin and Princess Sophia. As a cover-up for their objectives, they both serve in the palaces they aim to take over. Both have birds as sidekicks, Iago for Jafar and Wormwood for Cedric, that often get beaten up by mistake. Both work for the rulers of the kingdom, King Roland II and the Sultan, with little respect from their employers. In the episode Two Princesses and a Baby, it is revealed that he's allergic to dandelions. This same episode is where Sophia actually pronounces his name right, Cedric, instead of Cedric. For the first time, Cedric has many spare wands in his lair, as his magical clumsiness often damages wands he uses, such as in King for a Day, when he shrunk his wand, and The Enchanted Feast when his wand got hexed. In Sofia II and Mystic Meadows, it is shown he uses Wormwood as a test subject for his spells. Sophia is the first and only friend he's ever had, and the only one to give him a meaningful gift. In Winter's Gift, Sophia gives Cedric as a handmade wand case, made by Sophia herself. It is also in this episode that he calls her name without using the princess title when he tells her that he also has a gift for her, showing that he has fully recognized her as a friend. Cedric has officially saved King Roland's life twice. Once when he used his magic with Greylocks to pull the schooner away from the rocks and back to the docks. The other time was when he defeated Grimtrix, who was trying to take over Enchantia. Him saving Sophia was an act to help him get back on track with his magic show. In Sidekick Cleo, he used his sorcerer name, Cedric the Sensational, for the first time. Cedric reveals in The Amulet and the Anthem that while he knows that Sophia's amulet is magical and has some knowledge of its workings, he doesn't know everything it can do, like its ability to summon princesses. Cedric reveals in The Floating Palace that he was unaware of Sophia's powers because he was shocked to see that Sophia had transformed into a mermaid. The Floating Palace marked the first time Cedric fights Sophia, albeit she doesn't recognize him. It was revealed in The Curse of Princess Ivy that Cedric has a sister who would steal his things when they were children, and he is still upset about it. According to Craig Gerber, her name is Cordelia. She made her first appearance in Gone with the Wand. Cedric has apparently undertaken 15 years of sorcery school in preparation to take his father's place once he retired. According to King Roland in the premiere movie, Cedric comes from a long line of royal sorcerers. Cedric learned about the amulet from his parents, especially Winifred, but did not know about Princess Elena being trapped inside. Cedric is similar to Lord Cedric. In addition to having the same name, they are both major antagonists in an animated family fantasy show. They are both wizards and they are both opposed by a young redhead magic user, Sofia and Will Vandam. However, unlike Lord Cedric, who remains a villain throughout the series he appears in while still using magic for evil intentions, Cedric eventually reforms and becomes an ally to Sofia while using magic for good purposes. According to Craig Gerber, Cedric's birthday is in the beginning of January, making him a Capricorn. The actual day, however, remains unknown. First is draw the body, then wear a sorcerer outfit for Cedric. Next is to draw 2 arms, then draw 2 legs for Cedric. Next is to draw the head, then draw the eyes and make the face for Cedric. Finally, attach 2 ears and draw the hairstyle for Cedric. So the character Cedric the Sorcerer from the series, Sofia the First, has been completed. Now, if you like this video tutorial, please like and subscribe button to receive the new notify. There will be many more Disney animated characters for you to see. At the same time, please download the app and go to the website DisneyStore to shopping online, as well as Disney Plus to watch some movies and TV shows for free used by many peoples of the world. Both website is attached below of the description of this video. Please be careful outside to avoid being scammed if you search some website on social media. Okay, so thanks for watching and see you again in the next video on the Disney Artist channel. Now say goodbye everyone.